sports cars you had and you only know one burnout?
Tires are expensive. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of LJ's Garage. Behind me is a 2005 Infiniti G35 Coupe. As many of you know, I love new cars and older cars, and one of my favorites since the day this was released is the Infiniti G35. So I got one of my buddies here with me. He goes by Cole, and he's gonna give you guys a little insight, some thoughts on what it's like to own one of these Gs.
So what's good, everybody? Cole here. This is the G. Back in high school, this was my favorite. You know, this is the car that I always wanted. Joined the Air Force, and one of my first deployment came home, and first purchase I made when I got back was this beast right here. For me, it was just a perfect crossover between a daily and a project. It's a really fun car to drive, guys. Definitely a fun car to drive. A lot of torque, 6-speed, can't really go wrong.
So this G35 is the third generation of the Infiniti G series, and what's great about it is that it was supposed to be the new Skyline. However, it had no turbos, it didn't have an inline 6, and it wasn't wearing a Skyline badge here in the US. But everywhere else, this was known as the new Skyline. However, a lot of tuners and people that are into the car community, they didn't really give it the attention that it deserved, because a V6 isn't the same as an inline 6. So they say, but the horsepower says otherwise, and how this drives, how it performs, it deserves a lot more respect than it was given. So the best thing about the G35 is the looks. Take a look. No one can argue that this is one of the best looking coupes. And if you want to argue that, then go ahead and just leave a comment down below and let me know why you think there are... What the hell? Dude, you see that bird back there? That bird just fell out the sky. Yeah, it just literally fell out the sky on his back. So from a mechanical standpoint, what Infiniti did was they went ahead and they took the motor and they moved it back a few inches so it's closer to the center of the car, which actually makes it damn near 50-50 weight distribution. So it's 48% in the back and 52% up front. As you can imagine, that's amazing, amazing handling, which sounds amazing, especially when you think of the fact that this has 298 horsepower and about 250 something foot-pounds of torque. You can imagine this moves pretty well. The 0 to 60 time, 6 seconds, and it does the quarter mile in about 14.5 seconds, which is actually pretty solid for a luxury performance car. A lot of people argue that the G35 wasn't really a sports car because, you know, you've got the 350Z, which was Nissan's bread and butter. Always a big fan of the Z cars, but the G35 had, you know, Brembo brakes, it had variable valve timing, so how could you argue that this wasn't designed to be a true sports car? We won't get into that debate on this video, but that's my thoughts, is that this was designed and set up to be a true performer. And even nowadays, people are still holding on to these, and twin turbos and superchargers and all sorts of stuff, and they can handle it just fine. Reliability, not really an issue with these G35s. Nissan's never really been a company that anyone questions their reliability, other than CVT transmissions, but that's a subject for another day.
The funds wasn't right, so mom and dad wasn't trying to let me get that, you know, 2-door coupe. But I ended up getting that 93 Camry, had to hold my head for a little bit. Joined the military and, you know, saved up, you know, every penny I could. And after my first deployment, came home, dropped the bread on it, and I got it, man. I copped it. I got it from this guy in Orlando, Florida, this older guy. So he barely put any miles on it, man. It had like 72,000 miles on it in 2005.
He didn't even break it in.
Didn't even break it in, bro. Started with the BCs, tested those out. The look was right, but I just didn't like the feel with the BC racing coil. So I upgraded to the HKSs, and I never turned back. Overall, man, you know, the car is fun. It's torquey, you know. A to B, it's pretty fun. I had a good time. Long road trips or traffic, I don't recommend it, you know what I'm saying? With the manual, with the 6-speed, but overall.
I know a lot of people would argue otherwise, because some people swear 6-speed's the only way to go.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I finally gave it up, but, you know, I still love it. Like, I just got back in the seat of this, and I'm just like, man, I made the wrong decision.
Nah.
But, like you said, I hop in traffic, and I'm sure I'd be like, yeah, no.
Yeah. I got stop and go. That's what my clutch is grinding right now. But
that's good that you love this thing, though. I mean, there's a lot to love, because you got the 370Z or 350Z, and then Infiniti's like, we're gonna give you guys a luxury version of those sports cars. So this kind of hits all those boxes and checks a lot of those things where, you know, You got heated seats, and they're a lot more comfortable than the sports seats. So I mean, I really like what they've done with the Infinitis.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I can't say I would upgrade to like a 37 or. I mean, I like the Q50s. Don't get me wrong, but this is just, to me, it's more sporty. You know what I'm saying? Like the G35s is just classic.
Definitely, and the way this handles, I mean, just the short time I've been driving it, it's everything that I wanted when, you know, back in high school, and even to now. Like, I'm like, man, I want one of these, because it feels like it's a sports car. It's like it's ready to drive. It doesn't have all this extra stuff, and it's just like you in the car.
Yeah.
And I miss that. And so it's nice to just grab a manual, have the steering wheel, and just feel like you're actually driving the car versus just going along for the ride. So
100%, man. I could totally agree with that. I could totally agree with that. It's my project, baby. Q50s, G37s, I don't know, they feel too new for me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I totally agree with you, man, for real.
So if someone came to you and they're like, I want a G35, what would you tell them, like, overall, like what you like, what you don't like? What are your thoughts on it after living with it for some time?
If you're looking for like comfort, man, I mean, it has a comfortable capability to it where you don't feel like you're, you know, in a Honda Civic. You know, it has those luxury values, like you said, but at the same time, it's just a fun car, man. Overall, if you're looking for something that, you know, you can drive to work and back and have your daily, and this could also be it. You know, it's just that nice balance between like practical and and fun. You know,
without a doubt. You ever feel like you need more power in this thing, or you feel like you got plenty day to day?
Like I said, it has a lot of torque, so like you feel it spinning at the wheels. You know, like any more power, and I'm like, I don't know, I might get in trouble. So I think I'm good where I'm at, because like I said, it's my daily. But I mean, I like where it's at. Man.
I got you.
Yeah. I was pulling out or whatever, and there's like always like still water there, like a puddle, and I didn't even like intentionally do it. I just like kind of did a burnout, like coming out the parking lot, bro. Did a burnout. I'm like, oh, I look like a douche, bro. Everybody probably thought I did that shit on purpose. But yo, when you got the rear wheel, like it just happens like that. You don't even intentionally do it. Your wheels just start spinning.
Exactly. How is it living with the back seats? Usable, not usable? Kind of a joke.
Like you said, there's back seats. So 350Z, there's no back seats.
Right.
So it's not even like a thing. It's not practical, but it gets the job done. Like if I gotta pick up my daughter and my son, if my wife can't, I can put the car seat back there and do what I gotta do.
But it's one of those, I'm sure it's like, if I have to, I'll do it, but otherwise, I'm gonna stay away from it.
Yeah, they could wait a little longer for you to come pick them up. Kind of deal.
I remember when they came out and they're like, oh man, you know, you get a 6-disc CD changer and all that stuff, and that stuff means nothing nowadays.
Nah,
but
obsolete.
Back then, oh man, 6-disc CD changer. I was like,
top of the line, baby.
Right?
It didn't come stock with Brembos in the 05. The 03s and the 04s came stock with the Brembos.
Yep.
But I had a 04 before buying this one.
Okay.
So I just swapped. I did a swap. I took the Brembos and I put them on this one. And it comes with like navigation.
See, I love that little pop-up. You put the extra stuff away when you don't need it.
Yeah. So it has some cool little features to it. Upgraded the stereo system. Upgraded the headlights. Got the HIDs.
Must.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with the look of this is like, as much as cars are changing and everything, like this is like the ideal coupe to me. Like I think this is like one of the best looking coupes. Like it's styled just right. It doesn't have like a huge front end. You know, like the Corvette's got that set up, but this is just like that right size. And then in the back, it's just like, I don't know, kind of like the Supra. It's just like perfectly designed body lines. Like I just dig it.
No, I agree. It doesn't feel like it's overcompensating anywhere on the body frame. People pulling up with the Camaros, I'm like, bro, I'm just cruising, bro. Like I would downshift on you in a hurry. Don't get it twisted. I'll drop it the fourth on you, but I'm cruising, bro. Like, I look at my car and I don't even see a 15-year-old car, man. I see my G, man.
So if you didn't end up getting this, what was on your list? What other cars caught your eyes? And don't say a Miata. If you say a Miata, I'm gonna judge you. I'm just kidding. I love Miatas, but that's way different than this.
Miata's not really my flavor. I don't like convertibles. I don't really like two-seaters too much. The only two-seat I really liked growing up was like the S2K.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah, but if I didn't get the G, yeah, that's a tough one. You know, like in the islands, man, it's all about the Beamers. You know what I'm saying? So I'd probably have to rock with a Beamer. So for real, I ain't gonna hold you.
Now, what I love about this though is, I mean, turbos and stuff are cool, but this is just V6 with some torque, and that's all you need sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
You think this is a pretty good beginner car, or you think they need a little bit more driving experience with some lower horsepower numbers before getting into like the pretty close to 300s?
Oh, this is perfect.
Okay.
I learned how to drive stick on the G35.
Okay.
So, literally, I bought the car, didn't know how to drive stick. I had to drive it home, figured it out. Like, it's perfect. It's fun.
So this is the stock exhaust?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna pause you right there. It might be a sled exhaust. Don't like it. No, the stock exhaust, it sounds solid. It does sound solid.
I appreciate the honesty.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. The sled exhaust, but it doesn't sound too much different without the lead.
Okay. And that's all I got for you guys this week. Special shout out to Cole for letting me ride along in the G, pick his brain on a few things. And if you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to leave a comment down in the section below. And I'll catch you guys later this week. Be easy.